This is our meeting for the month of November. Uh, so initially we'll start with the discussion on chanting. These are the three important rules for chanting Hare Krishna by Sachinandan Maharaj. So the principle what he discusses that our practice, spiritual practice should nourish us. It should supply us with a taste that is better than taste uh, that material activities and sense gratification provide us. Okay. But when our spiritual activities lack taste, then the temptations for the material activities, they will, you know, kind of again and again allure us. So, and he has discussed three very nice principles about chanting. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 7.15.42, it is said that this Vedic mantra is like a bow. Living entity himself is an arrow and the target is the supreme being. Very nice verse. And Srila Prabhupada, has described this, that how this specific word Srila Prabhupada uses is living entity takes the arrow of his purified life, and with the help of the bow, that is chanting of the name, which is the bow or the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he throws himself towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is what our principle of chanting is. That is what our devotional service is. That we, with the help of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we go towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these are these three steps. First step is to take a aim. Second is to make an effort. And third is to let the arrow go. So these are very nice three steps for improving our chanting. So first aim is to take a aim. Okay, so what we have to do is sit down, chant, direct our practice towards Lord Krishna. Most important thing in chanting is to make Krishna as the aim of our chanting. The greatest mistake what we do while chanting is we start chanting with a note, with the aim to finish chanting. We chant for ourselves. We chant because either we have taken Diksha or we chant because we have taken Diksha, I have to finish my 16 rounds. Yeah, this is very good that we have taken Diksha or we want to take Diksha, so I am chanting 16 rounds. Yeah, those who want to take Diksha, those who have taken Diksha, chanting 16 rounds, aim is good. But main aim of those 16 rounds should be Krishna, to please Krishna. Okay, so don't chant mindlessly and mechanically. Okay. So we should sit in the temple, and while chanting, chanting is like glorifying Krishna. It is meant for his pleasure. It is not for our pleasure. Sometimes we keep on, crying that I am not getting taste in the chanting. No, we, whether I get taste in chanting, whether I don't get taste in chanting, that is okay. I am chanting because chanting is a glorification of Krishna. Like Sukdev Goswami was reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that Srimad Bhagavatam is a kirtan, is also kirtan, because that is recitation of glories of Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is also a Geet, a kirtan. Similarly, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is also like this whole Mahamantra. When somebody says even once Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, calling out Mahamantra itself is glorifying the Lord. Okay, so don't think that hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute means glorification. No, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is also glorification, because through Hare Krishna Mahamantra we are calling out to the Lord, we are taking shelter of the Lord, we are addressing the Lord, His energy, we are saying the Lord. When we say Krishna, we are saying the Lord that, oh Lord, you are all attractive. When we are saying Ram, we are saying, oh Lord, you are ocean of pleasure. When we say Hare, we are saying, oh energy of the Lord, you are so dear to the Lord. Oh Radharani, Srimati Radharani, engage me. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra, whenever we are chanting, every time we are addressing Krishna, oh all attractive Krishna, oh Rama, who is ocean of pleasure, oh Hare, who is energy of the Lord. So we are glorifying Krishna. And that mood we should be chanting. So we should not lose the aim of chanting. So first was to take the aim, second is to make effort, and third is to let it go. So the second rule is to make a effort. Make a effort, just like the archer pulls the string. You have to make an effort. So what is the effort we need to make? Consciously hearing our own chanting, one mantra at a time. And here I have written that because we are repeating the same mantra again and again, the mind has a tendency to get switched off. Like on a driving on a highway, people fall asleep because the road is straight. So the same mantra 108 times and 108 into 16 times, 17,028 times. So there is a tendency to get. So we have to go mantra by mantra. So make a effort. Okay. So because we do not, it's very important that we do not want to switch off when we are with Krishna. We have to hear our own sound and not the sound of the group. Our own sound, firstly, we have to. You have to chant with your tongue and hear the sound. That's all, Prabhupada said. And the third is to let go. The third rule is to let go. So we put the arrow, aim. So first step was to aim. Aim was, aiming at Krishna, aiming at glorifying Krishna. Second was to put an effort to pull the string. String, effort is to hear. And third is to let go. So what we have to let go? We have to let go of everything else and just surrender to Krishna. Moment we pull the string, so many thoughts will come. Today I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that. But then we have to let go of everything else and just surrender to Krishna. So, whose prayer does Krishna hear? Prayer of one who submits unconditionally to the six-fold path of surrender. What are the six limbs of Sharanagati? We all know Anukulasya Sankalpa, that whatever is acceptable, accepting what is favorable, rejecting what is unfavorable for devotion. Keeping faith in Krishna's protection, accepting Krishna as master, fully surrendering, and keeping humility. So with this six limbs of surrender, we have to do our devotional service. Okay. Uh, if you don't really mean it, you don't put your heart where you put your words. So then the Lord doesn't hear it. Okay. So basically, if we want the Lord to hear, we have to put our heart in our every word of the Mahamantra when we chant. Okay, so when we chant surrender, that I am yours, O Lord, I am doing this for your pleasure. Let go of the other plan or agenda. Now you are there for Krishna. It's your personal time with Krishna. So this is about chanting. And now we move on to the Vaishnav etiquettes. Some of the Vaishnav etiquettes, some of the senior devotees present here may be knowing, but every time we need to discuss some Vaishnav etiquettes. It's just a revision for all of us that, okay, I have to do this, I have to follow this. So before entering the temple, there is always one etiquette that we knock the door very gently Of course, we should be mindful that whenever there is a class going on, we should not be knocking very hard. Okay, we have to just smiley knock. So this is just a general etiquette. Even when we go into anybody's house, we knock the door. So we knock the door. So that normally the bell is kept there uh, on the entrance of a temple. Our temples don't have a bell, but many temples do have a bell. So by that bell, we are making a sound that, oh Lord, I am here. Second uh, utility of the bell is that, oh Lord, we become conscious that I am entering into temple. Sometimes we feel that that bell is for the Lord and we ring the bell very fast, ting, ting, ting. But no, oh Lord, I have come, I have come. No, no. Main purpose of bell is with that sound, we have to become conscious that I am entering the temple. Okay. Offer obeisances for Prabhuji's Ashtanga Pranam, for Mataji's Panchanga Pranam. So what is Ashtanga Pranam? The 8 are your feet, knees, chest, hands, head. So it 5 हो गए. Then there is sight, our minds and our words. So if we just mechanically go like this and then go do like this, that is not Ashtanga. Ashtanga means we have to see the Lord and then offer the obeisances. And then our mind we think of the Lord, and with the words we glorify the Lord. Okay. And Panchanga is knee, arms, head, intellect, and words. Okay. So that is Panchanga Pranam, in which chest doesn't touch the ground. Okay. It's an offense to offer obeisances with one hand. With one hand, sometimes we lie down like this. No. And bead bag we hold in other. No. If you want to really hold the bead bag, not leave it, we can hold it like this and offer obeisances. Okay, otherwise keep the bead bag on the side, but not on Prabhupada's Aarti table. No? It is said that when the Lord is resting, bathing, we should not circumambulate the Lord and offer obeisances. So we should offer obeisances just before darshan or after darshan is okay, but not when the Lord is sleeping, resting in the afternoon. That time, suppose afternoon you go to the temple hall, it is closed, you go for some seva. That time we don't offer obeisance. Somebody is sleeping, we don't disturb. Even the head pujari, Rup Raghunath Prabhu used to tell me that devotees come to the temple at 6 o'clock and the Lord is bathing, they are dressing the Lord. That time you should just offer obeisance to Srila Prabhupada. You should do parikrama to the Tulsi Maharani Pradakshina, and in your mind offer obeisances to the Lord and start chanting. That time we don't offer obeisances to the deities because deities are dressing. How do you feel if you are changing your clothes and somebody does dandavat to you? Then we start meditating upon the deity. Okay, so it should begin always from the lotus feet. When we look at the deity, always from the lotus feet, then the calves, the thighs, and higher. Okay, so more the mind is fixed upon the limbs of the Lord, more we become purified. Okay. The mood of a devotee taking darshan is that, sir, I am your eternal servant. Please let me know how can I serve you. So after taking darshan, we can stand by us. We should always stand by the side and see to it that our devotees, guests who are sitting, we don't obstruct their vision. So after that, we move to our Srila Prabhupada book reading. And for this, today I have chosen the same verse which Prabhupada was quoting, the same verse on which we discussed about the chanting. 7.15.42. Translation: the 10 kinds of air acting within the body are compared to the spokes of the chariot wheel, and the top and the bottom of the wheel itself are called religion and irreligion. Living entity in the bodily concept of life is the owner of the chariot. Vedic Pranava is the bow. Pure entity himself is the arrow, and target is the Supreme Lord. Now here, Prabhupada has written the word pure living entity. So for that Vedic mantra and pure living entity to go towards the Supreme Lord, the first thing we have to do is we have to become purified. Right now, we are not purified. So here Srila Prabhupada talks about 10 kinds of life airs which are there. Pran, Apan, Yan, Udan, Kurma, Kitra, Devadatta, Dhananjay. Okay, so they are like the spokes of the chariot wheel. In conditioned stage of life, one does not understand that goal of the life is the Supreme Lord. Nate vidu swarthagatim hi Vishnu. The living entity tries to become happy within the material world, not understanding the target of his life. When he is purified, however, he gives up bodily conception of life, his false identity as belonging to certain community. Very important, you know. We are very much proud of our caste, our community, our nation, our society, our certain family. So, Sarva Upadhi Vinirmuktam Tat Paratvena Nirmalam. Srila Prabhupada said that we have to do this. You know, we have to give up this bodily concept. Then he takes the arrow of his purified life and with the help of the bow, the transcendental chanting of the pranava or the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he throws himself towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You know, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur sometimes, commented that because the words bow and arrow are used in this verse, one may argue that Supreme Personality of God and living entity are becoming enemies because you aiming at the Supreme Lord with the this thing. But however, the Supreme Lord may become so-called enemy of the entity for his chivalrous pleasure. For example, he fought with Bhishma. Bhishma pierced the Lord body on the battlefield, but this is a kind of a humor or relationship, one of the 12 relations, the Viryas. When the living entity tries to reach the Lord by hurling the arrow at him, the Lord takes pleasure. The living entity gets the profit of going home back to body. But here another example, very nice example has been given that Arjuna, as a result of piercing the Adhar Mina, the fish on the chakra, achieved the valuable gain of Draupadi. Similarly, if we with the arrow of chanting or the holy names of the Lord, one pierces the Lord's Vishnu's lotus feet by dint of performing this heroic activity of devotional service. You know, Srila Prabhupada talks about devotional service as a heroic activity. One receives the benefit of returning home back to Godhead. Like he said, like Arjuna achieved Draupadi by piercing the eye of that rotating fish. If we aim, for us, he is saying, Arjuna achieved Draupadi, we will achieve a benefit of returning home back to Godhead. Moving to Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. You know, this we are reading from volume 2, chapter 59, A Summer in Montreal. You know, in Montreal, Srila Prabhupada often sang the Sanskrit prayer composed by Vaishnav King Kulashekar. While walking around his room, sitting on the desk, roaming around in the house, he would sing to himself and others would hear. He would also chant its Sanskrit mantra, but the tune of his own, of his own in a voice that dropped into deep low tone at the end of it. Krishna Todiya Pad Pankaja Panjaranta. And then Prabhupada was talking about the explanation. Swans are productivity to have a productivity to stick to the long necks underwater and wrap around the stems of the lotus flower. So King Kulashekar is praying, my dear Krishna, may the swan of my mind enter the network of the stems of your lotus feet. He is praying to do so now. At the present moment, he is healthy and he can chant Hare Krishna and entangle his mind in Krishna's thought. Therefore, King Kulashekara wishes that he may die immediately because the fear that if he waits until later, when at the time of death comes, he will be choking. The elements of his body will be disturbed. At the death, there will be a death rattle, ghar, ghar. When the cough, it is there in the chest, the sound ghar, ghar comes. How it will be possible to remember Krishna? So he is so anxious to remember Krishna. So we are healthy. Better if you sweat in peace, you bleed less in war. That is the principle. So now the peace time is going on. None of us are diagnosed with cancers. None of us are having a kidney failure. Let us try to remember Krishna as much as possible. One day, Srila Prabhupada sat in the warm late morning. Some of his disciples came and sat on the ground, and at Prabhupada's feet, Prabhupada said, sunshine is so powerful. Prabhupada explained. There are planets where trees are miles tall. just being supported by sunshine. And all the planets are supported by sunshine. It is so powerful. Srila Prabhupada was so appreciative about Krishna's creations. Now, what happens is, when he was there, Srila Prabhupada received a rejection of his permanent residency application in United States. So Prabhupada accepted the denial of the permanent residency in United States as Krishna's desire and blessings. Now, instead of returning to the US, he would go to London and European continents. Mukunda, Shamsundar, other disciples in San Francisco asked Srila Prabhupada if they could open a center in London. And on June 7, Srila Prabhupada replied, as a sannyasi, I should not be fixed up in certain place. So Prabhupada always saw whatever happens for the best. Actually, he had applied for US citizenship and it was rejected. As a sannyasi, I should not fix up at a certain place and take your service comfortably. It is not the desire of Krishna. So Prabhupada said, Krishna does not desire that I get a permanent US residency, US citizenship. He wants me to travel throughout the western part of the world. Therefore, I think it is Krishna's desire, and that now I shall start my activities, at least for some time, in European countries. So it is almost certain that I'm going to London by month of August. And if all of you wish to come there, you can prepare for the trip. So see how Srila Prabhupada saw a reversal, opportunity in reversal. He is his application for the citizenship was rejected, but Prabhupada did not, take it to heart. Oh, my application rejected. Oh, he said, looks like Krishna wants that I don't just restrict myself to America and I go all over the world. Rather, because of that rejection, Srila Prabhupada could go all over the world. So this is how we also should look at our own life, that anything negative happening, anything happening wrong, we should, take it very positively and see another opportunity coming up with that. See another preaching opportunity, another opportunity for service. So this was all what we had to discuss. So I'll just revise fast. We started with this whole shloka from the Srimad Bhagavatam, where it is said that living entity is like a arrow and Mahamantra is like a bow, and then we have to release this arrow towards the lotus feet of the Lord. And Sachinandan Maharaj described three principles of chanting in that. One is take the aim. So whenever we start chanting, we should start with the aim, that my aim is to glorify Krishna. And today's meeting, what we discussed is that Hare Krishna Mahamantra itself is like a glorification of Krishna. Oh, all attractive Lord. Oh, pleasure. Oh, ocean of pleasure. So that should be our aim. Not that I want to complete my round, not that I want to finish my rounds. My aim is that how sitting 2 hours, I just shout and cry out that, oh, Lord Krishna is so attractive. He's such an ocean of pleasure. Oh, Radharani is so merciful. Srimati Radharani is so merciful. So that should be our aim, to please them. To please them. Only when we do it in the mood of service to please them, they will call us back to Godhead. Not if we are in a mood that I want to complete and finish off my 16th round. So that is taking the aim. Second was we have to pull the bow, the string of the bow. So that is putting an effort. So putting effort is being conscious of our chanting, being hearing our, the holy name. And third is to release, let go. And in let go principle, Sachinandan Maharaj says, let go of all other attachment, let go of our designations, let go that I am from this community, I am from this caste, I am from this country, everything, I am at this position at work, everything. When we sit for chanting, let go of all our, for those 2 hours, he said, this is your me time with Krishna, your personal time with Krishna. So let go of your schedule, your timetable, your salary, your responsibilities, everything for 2 hours. Remaining 22 hours are there. You work properly. You work for Krishna properly. Those 2 hours, just, let go of things. Rather we try to fix and fit all our planning, all our things, we feel that, oh, I am anyway chanting, so let me go for a walk also, let me buy vegetables also, let me do this also, let me drop my son to school also, let me, along with those 2 hours, anyways, this 2 hours is there, I have to just, I cannot do anything else. So we try to do multitasking. No, no multitasking while doing chanting. Let go of all other things, and this is your personal time with Lord Krishna. So just honor that. So these are the main three principles we learned. Then we talked about Vaishnava etiquettes, and there in the Ashtanga Pranam, along with our chest and limbs and hands, we saw that three other things: the sight, the mind, and words. They also are part of Ashtanga Pranam. So every time now, next time you go to the temple, we should see to it that we recite a prayer. We should see to it that we see the Lord before we offer the obeisances. And in our mind, we think of the Lord. Otherwise, the Ashtanga Pranam is not complete. And similar is the Panchang Pranam, where also intelligence and speech is included, only chest is excluded in Panchanga Pranam. And then we again shifted back to the same verse while studying Srila Prabhupada's Srila Prabhupada book reading. We did for the same verse, which is from the seventh canto. And when we studied that verse, we read in details what Srila Prabhupada is, emphasizing. Srila Prabhupada was saying that, you may feel that we are releasing the arrow, it may hit the Lord. No, the Lord is very happy to accept you. He was happy to accept Bhishma's arrow. And then he said, Arjuna, as he aimed and he released the arrow, he got Draupadi. You will get Golok Vrindavan if you aim properly while chanting. And after that, we did some reading of Srila Prabhupada's life in Montreal, where Srila Prabhupada was singing about the king prayers of King Kulashekar. He appreciated sunlight, appreciating creation of the Lord, how it is maintains the whole universe, how the Lord through Surya Narayan maintains the whole universe. And towards the end, when Srila Prabhupada was in Montreal, he received a letter from the US government that your application for permanent US citizenship has been rejected. And Srila Prabhupada was said, okay, that's fine. This is Krishna's arrangement, and Krishna wants me to go to London and preach, wants me to go to European nations, wants me to go all over the world. Rather, if I would have got a permanent US citizenship, I would have stayed here in US only. But I'm so happy that it was rejected. So Srila Prabhupada looking for opportunity to preach more, opportunity to serve Krishna more, even in situations of reversal. So this is all about today's council meeting. Thank you so much.